Hello, my name is Christine Perret. I'm here to tell you about the Area Research Committee, in particular to provide any new members a little orientation to help you decide if and how you want to participate in this committee. As you probably realize, the area supports the growth of the enterprise AR ecosystem, and we do that through thought leadership programs, networking, and a business marketplace, and educational programs. We are also dedicated to a very vibrant research program, and that goes hand in hand with the discovering and implementing requirements. The Area's Research Committee leads an advocacy research program, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a moment. And the purpose of it is to continually advance AR technologies and business processes to benefit the members of the area and eventually the wider AR ecosystem. Our charter is to get the ideas from our members about research topics that they would like us to focus on, to ensure that the research proposals have an opportunity to be seen by members, voted on through a balloting process, and then we manage the process of getting the best results. Then we distribute the results of those research projects to make sure that our members have the highest benefit. There are two kinds of research projects. One is called Area Directed, and it is funded by the area members, and its purpose is entirely to benefit area members and sometimes the community at large. The member-directed research projects are designed for sponsor members who want to fund directly or in partnership with another member co-fund a research project, and I'll dive into these two a little bit further. Area-directed research projects, as I said, are paid for by the area dues. The research committee is allocated a budget on an annual basis. The sponsor, contributor, and non-commercial or academic members can participate in the process of submitting ideas and voting. The same three classes of membership, when the members are in good standing, can have equal access to the results, but all of the intellectual property remains that of the area. So we have a process that you can see on the screen to allow us to have ample time to get ideas. There's a call for topics, and then to choose those and to have that be reviewed by the board of directors. It has to be approved also by the board of directors. And then to choose a research group that is most qualified to prepare and to deliver the goals of the research project. Area members, sponsor members, can also determine projects about things that they are interested in, and they can fund those directly. The area in this scenario serves as a research manager. So we help to establish the call for proposals and review those, to contract with the supplier. But in the end, all the intellectual property belongs to the members. Only an executive summary can be shared with the rest of the area membership. We started the Area Research Committee in 2016, and we've already completed 2 projects, and we're beginning on our 3rd. I'll tell you a little bit about the 2 that we did in 2017. The first was on the topic of wearable enterprise AR security. It was a fantastic research project conducted by Brainwave, who then became an area member. There were 2 reports, a very detailed classification and a framework report, and then a second one describing a testing protocol. We distributed those deliverables to our members in mid-June 2017. The second area-directed research project that we did. It was called Measuring Augmented Reality Return on Investment. The research project was performed by Strategy Analytics, and there were 3 deliverables. A best practices report, which details the challenges that members face when trying to estimate the return on investment from AR, and gives some recommendations about how to approach it. An Excel spreadsheet, which is a return on investment calculator that can be customized for use by members. And then we also have a case study that shows how to use the calculations that are captured in the calculator. That case study is public and available to all the AR ecosystem. And this project was completed in the end of November. We distributed the deliverables to members in December. We're now promoting it, and I think you'll find those very, very valuable. Both of the past research projects very valuable to all our members. Now we're working on a 3rd research project, area-directed project. It's a framework for assessing and certifying AR safety in the workplace, because safety represents a potential problem, a barrier to adoption. The deliverables include a research report and some recommended steps about how to customize internal, company, or perhaps regional or federal safety policies. And that project has been selected, and we're in the process of working with the research supplier. Expect that to be finished in the spring of this year. So to give you a little bit more depth about the current area research project, the problem statement is that there are technologies that are not being accepted as widely as they could because we don't know how much risk they introduce. They could increase or decrease the cognitive load by distracting the user when in use. And so the bottom line is no one really knows how to assess or to certify, guarantee, or even estimate how wearable AR is safe in a workplace. And of course, it depends on the use cases and all the different factors that make up a workplace. It's a very complex problem. There are several stakeholders that need the results of this research. So we think that the providers of wearable AR platforms will be able to more quickly meet safety guidelines of their customers. Enterprise safety managers will be able to publish and distribute guidelines for the suppliers of the hardware as well as their internal customers. And they'll be able to measure current and future products against some metrics for safety. And then finally, we believe that this will have an impact on regulatory agencies or groups that can support the adoption of augmented reality in the workplace with lower risk. There'll be a custom report containing the findings of this research and a set of suggested procedures based on existing procedures for safety assessment and focusing on AR. There'll be some templates or guidelines that safety policy teams could adapt to their conditions and their industry specifications. We expect that the area members will be able to more quickly troubleshoot and get through the problem of safety assessment and reduce the risk from wearable AR introduction. And in the long run, the device manufacturers and integrators will have better guidelines to meet and to work with. In addition to managing the area research projects, this committee also is starting up a new task force to capture and publish best practices that people use when doing AR research. So our goal is to compile best practices based on what our members and non-members will share with us, to compile best practices about many aspects of the research that they're doing. How to, for example, choose use cases and design the research, how to select partners, execute, and then measure the results of the research projects that people are doing. We think that this will be a report of some kind that will help our members better manage their future research investments and results, and we'll make those public, the recommendations and best practices public. In addition, we're starting a task force that will capture future directions for AR research. So what are the possible obstacles that research still needs to focus on, and what would be some productive directions to get those research projects completed? So similarly to the best practice task force, this task force will develop some recommendations, some topics, possibly on these 4 different categories: the technology category, business innovation practices, better business practices, user experience, and interoperability or standards guidelines. And we hope that these recommendations would then be issued and promoted to the relevant audiences via social media and our area blog. If you'd like to participate in this committee and support our activities, hope that you will let me know. You can contact me by email, or you can contact the Executive Director, Mark Sage. Our meetings, we meet monthly, and their purpose is to discuss topics of interest to the committee participants, and also there's some sharing about internal member research projects, goals that different members have, and what they're doing to meet those. The meetings are 1 hour in duration. They're usually in the middle of the month, and I try to confirm the next meeting date and time at the end of each meeting. If you can't make the meetings, or in order to be informed about them, their agenda and the minutes, you can your name will be added to the committee mailing list, and that is an archived mailing list. If you'd like to support or to help the research committee achieve its goals, then I hope that you would participate in the project ideation, the ideas for future research projects, as well as to volunteer for a task force or help us with the marketing of our committee to other members. We also need people who are knowledgeable about legal issues, because we may encounter those in the future and we'd like to be prepared. And of course, disseminating the research results to all the members and making sure that everybody understands the value. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I look forward to your participation. Thank you.